Revelation chapter 11. Then I, John, was given a measuring reed like a staff, and the messenger stood and said, Get up and measure the temple of Jehovah, and the altar, and those who worship there. But don't measure the courtyard outside the temple. Leave it out, because it has been given to the heathens, and they'll trample the Kadesh city underfoot for 42 months. Then I will commission my 2 witnesses, and they'll prophesy for 1,260 days, wearing sackcloth. They are the 2 olive trees and the 2 menorahs, standing in the presence of the Eloah of the earth. If anyone wants to harm them, fire comes from their mouths and devours their enemies. If anyone wants to harm them, they must be killed in this same way. These witnesses have the power to shut up the sky and to keep rain from falling during the days. And they have power over bodies of water to turn them into blood and to strike the earth with any disaster as often as they want. When they have finished witnessing, the ravenous beast that came up from the abyss will wage war against them and kill them. Their dead bodies will be in the open street of the great city that is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, where their master was crucified. And the people of various tribes and ethnicities and languages will look on their dead bodies for 3.5 days and not allow their bodies to be buried. Those who live on the earth will rejoice over them and revel and send presents to each other, because the 2 prophets had tormented the people who live on the earth. But after the 3.5 days, the breath of life from Jehovah entered them, and they stood on their feet, and terror struck everyone who saw them. Then they heard a loud voice from the sky saying, Come up here. They went up into the sky in a cloud while their enemies looked on. In that same hour there was a severe earthquake, and 1/10 of the city collapsed. 7,000 people were killed in the earthquake, and the survivors were terrified and praised Jehovah. The second catastrophe, brackets, woe, has passed, but the third catastrophe is coming quickly. The 7th messenger blew his shofar, and there were voices and thunder that said, The kingdoms of the world have become the kingdom of Jehovah and of his Messiah, and they will reign forever and ever. The 24 elders who are in the presence of Jehovah's throne, who sit on their own thrones, fell face down and worshipped Jehovah and said, We praise you, Jehovah, Eloah, the sovereign, who is and was, because you've assumed your great power and have begun to reign. The nations were angry, but your anger has come, and it's time for the dead to be judged, and for you to compensate your servants, the prophets, and the Kadishia, and those who fear your name, both small and great, and to destroy those who have destroyed the earth. The temple of Jehovah in the sky was opened, and the ark of his covenant was visible inside his temple. There was lightning and thunder and voices and earthquake and huge hail.